Last year you came in as a 1 seed. To some degree that made you a favorite. This year you're coming in as a play-in team. Do you embrace the challenge of being an underdog maybe more than being the team that everybody's chasing?
Nope, it's all the same. Couldn't nobody pick us to win last year either, so who cares? Y'all not gonna pick us to win this year. Still don't give a damn. In 10 years, y'all still not gonna pick us. Still don't give a damn. So I'm gonna play with my daughter, man. Y'all have a great evening.
Man, playoff Jimmy is something I used to doubt a bit, thinking, it was probably because of the bubble, but it's actually more of a thing than you probably even realize. Even with Giannis essentially missing the first 3 games, I thought there was no way possible Miami could really beat the Bucks. And yes, it's clearly not over yet. They still have to go back to Milwaukee and then come back home and defend home court against the best road team for the last 4 years. So it's still up in the air. But with that guy and how he operates at this time of year, they have a really good chance. Jimmy Butler recently came out and pretty much admitted he kind of coasted through the regular season. And that was something that always bothered me about Jimmy Butler because I never could quite figure him out. It's like at times he was a top 5 player and at times he was role player like, where he just literally wouldn't shoot. And the crazy thing and the ironic thing about him making that statement is he was literally coming off of arguably his greatest season of his career. As I said in one of my previous videos, top 2 in steals, he's always up there in that. Top 10 in almost every advanced metric. The only reason this team looks so suspect to me is how limited they were offensively all season in the previous history in the playoffs of one of their best players, Bam. This man is notorious for being up and down throughout the playoffs. And even in this specific series, you're still kind of seeing it. In game 4, in the first half of this pivotal game 1 where they're trying to go up 3-1, Jimmy Butler literally scores half of their points. And this man has 2, and he has the lowest plus minus of anybody on their team. In the play-in tournament, literally fighting for their lives, he had 12 in game 1 and he had like 8 in game 2 and he went 1 for 9. So you know, you just can't trust Bam. But let's really look at what Jimmy's doing these playoffs and really since he made the finals 3 years ago. If you look at the top 10 players in point per game averages in these playoffs, obviously he's number 1 off of that performance. But if you really break down everybody in that top 10 and their point per game increase from the regular season, he's number 1 in that too. This man literally turns into a whole nother dude around this time of year. Even if you look at last year's, he was top 4 in points per game. And if you look at the top 10 point per game increase from the regular season, he was number 1 again. That's why the playoff Jimmy thing is legitimately a real thing. Also last playoffs, and I said this in one of my previous videos critiquing Miami's talent, and I still feel that way. Jimmy Butler had the most 40-point games out of everybody in the entire playoffs. And the most crucial part about that is he had to, or they're not a game away from the finals like they were. And bro, if you really break down the context around that 56 performance that we just seen, you get the full appreciation of what we really just witnessed. Think about it like this. The Athletic, one of my favorite, most reliable sports sites, they just did their anonymous player poll votings where they vote on a multitude of sports topics or basketball topics. When they surveyed who's the best defender in the league, the overwhelming favorite was Jrue Holiday. You have no complaints from me, but that's what the players see. Well, do you know in that game 4, Jimmy Butler was guarded by the best defender in the league by the players for 10 minutes of real NBA time. Factor in, it's only 24 seconds on the shot clock per possession, and that's a ton of time on one player. In the 10 minutes in which Jrue guarded him, Jimmy gave him an efficient 18. No knock on Jrue, but that's how unconscious Jimmy really was. Giannis was on him for a little under 10 minutes. He gave him an efficient 10. Chris Middleton tried, and that's just embarrassing. Chris Middleton with those knees right now, he couldn't even stay in front of him. He toyed with him. And oh yeah, 22 of his points were in the paint. Milwaukee has one of the best shot blockers in the league, 2 of the best rim protectors in the league, and oh yeah, one of the best overall defenses in the league. So it's not like he was just toying with Houston or something. No offense, Houston. Even if you look at his history of dominance in specific series, last year he scored 35 plus on Boston 3 times and 40 plus twice. Boston was the best defense in the entire NBA. This year against Milwaukee, and I know Giannis missed 3 games, but he came back and Jimmy still toyed with him for 56. Milwaukee's one of the best defenses in the entire NBA. Against the Lakers in the finals, they were the 3rd best defense in the entire NBA, and he had one of his best series. So he's not front running. Since the bubble, this man has scored the 2nd most 40-point games of the entire playoffs and the 3rd most points. For a player that was 22nd in points per game this year and 35th in total points, that's pretty incredible. As I detailed in one of my previous videos, Miami had collectively one of the worst offenses all regular season. This playoffs, without Tyler Hero and Bam having his disappearing acts at times, they're the best as I record this video, and it's mainly because of Jimmy Butler. If you guys like this video, please like this video. I'm trying to give you guys more shorter form content on specific topics so I can give you guys more content. So if you like the video, it lets me know that you want it and you're enjoying it. Follow my social media sites for all my live reactions. Turn on post notifications. Do all that great stuff, guys. And until next time, as always, stay tuned.